Hey all, and this is the Echoes in Time event. This is a Fire Commander event and Noble Killer. So I have made up quite a few options. The main options seem to be either use Avenging Furies as the hitting card, as in this example, or try and use Heretic Hunters as the card that does all the damage. Quite a few different options. Here's a few I have covered. There are more as well. So I think what we'll do with this is start with the alternative team. I've seen this doing the highest damage, but it's not my preferred team. So we have Metaverse Masters on this team. Converts all power gems to dark. Gives the next hero to use their battle skill a 150% damage buff. This is used to boost up Avenging Furies. This also has a skill that grants the next Fire Commander to use their battle skill a 200% damage buff. So what you want to do with this team is use High Performance Unit area to get supercharged up. On the same turn, use Metaverse Masters. Then on the next turn, use Avenging Furies, then Metaverse Masters again, then Avenging Furies again, and you should get 2 boosts on this card. Well, with a bit of luck anyway. The other 2 cards, Brothers in Arms. This has a nice increase to Fire Commander damage, you can see here, 120%. And then the Event Ultimate form. This has an absolutely huge damage boost, 175%. The only problem with this team, though, is it doesn't convert the gems, so the dark gems will mostly stay dark. So this team has good potential, but it all depends on where the firepower gems go. A conversion card may help a lot with this team. You could potentially do over 100Q with Avenging Furies with a team like this. So onto the relics. We have a Dark Commander relic on the team. This breaks 4 Noble Shield, +1 per Dark Commander Ultimate Hero. So that alone nearly breaks all of the shields, but I also have this one on the team to help break the shields. Then 2 of my best General Fire Commander relics. There we go, and then Raised Staff to finish off. This has that nice percentage increase to attack, which is always helpful. So that's the first idea I've come up with. Has potential to do the highest damage, but I've not had a huge amount of luck with this team yet. This is a pretty basic team, mainly for the Crusade. You can also use this on the bosses. It will do pretty solid damage. A lot of the cards you have seen from the previous team are here. Brothers in Arms again, 120% increase to Fire Commander damage. Avenging Furies, this time the 200% buff goes on Heretic Hunters. This has that nice increase to self-damage. Then Exalted Champions, again increases Fire Commander damage. Then the Event Ultimate form, Arcane Masters. With this team I only need the 1 relic to break the shield, so the 3 other relics can be good, plus Raised Staff as the 4th one. Might as well talk through them quickly. Again, Raised Staff, as I mentioned, a nice relic. Then the 3 Fire Commander best relics that I have. There we go, and then finally we have this relic that breaks all of the shields on its own, which is always good. Breaks the full 7 shields. So yeah, that's something that works quite well on the bosses and the Crusade. A good all-round team. So this team is just a variant of the previous team, but with Metaverse Masters on the team. I think I may also need another Shield Breaker relic for this. Avenging Furies again gives the next Fire Commander to use their battle skill a 200% damage buff. Then combined with Metaverse Masters with the 150% damage buff, both used to boost up Heretic Hunters like so. Plus the self-damage on this card as well is always nice. Then Brothers in Arms again, plus Arcane Masters. So yeah, it's a pretty decent team. It does hit a bit harder than the first team here, but the problem is, after you've used Metaverse Masters for the first time, it's difficult to get the card back up. And finally, a team for the Ultimates. This is basically the same as my Crusade or Bosses team. The team you saw here, except now I am trying to break as many shields as possible. So let's just have a look at the relics with this team. So I went through all my relics to find the relics that break the most shields. We have 4 shields broken here, then 3 here, 2 here, 2 here, then 2 plus 1 per Fire Commander Ultimate Hero. So I believe that makes 18 shields in total, if I'm not mistaken. It's not that good, unfortunately, but I seem to be lacking noble relics for some reason. Not really sure why, I always seem to be lacking noble relics. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be using for the Ultimates. I don't recommend using Metaverse Masters. It's hard to get the card back up after the first use, as I've already mentioned. Then finally, just a quick idea I've made up. If you do have the event deck, you can do something like this and put Electro Witch on the team, just to try and get a higher increase to Fire Commander damage. Then that has the 175% twice rather than once. It's something to try anyway. Not sure if this will do more damage since it's not an ultimate form. You can see on all of these cards, this hero gains 25% attack and recovery for every other Fire Commander ultimate hero on the team. But yeah, it's worth trying something like that. If you have any either ultra rare or master heroes that have just the increase to Fire Commander damage, you can try those on the team. So there we go, that's the ideas I have for this event and the teams I'm using. So let's get on with the actual event. Here we go. Alright, and here we go with some Crusade. As always, I recommend focusing on the Umbral map. If you do have an ultimate form, that will help a lot to take as an ally, I mean. You can also search like this and see if there's anyone at the bottom in the adventurers section. No, okay, I will take an ultimate form just to show you all how easy this can make the Crusade. Alright, here we go. So why is this such a good card to take with you? Well, just using the 2 ultimate forms together can actually get you through most of the waves without any problem. The bosses are a little bit harder, but not super hard. Let's just try the 2 cards as I mentioned. See how much damage this does on its own. Because there's 2 boosts to Fire Commander damage with just those 2, the damage is pretty spectacular actually. Was able to take down the normal boss, so yeah, you can just do that throughout most of the waves. 2 cards like that, and you don't really need to use anything else. Occasionally though, it won't quite kill the waves or bosses, but yeah, this is a very fast and effective way of beating the Crusade. If you have the ultimate form from this deck, please do put it up as your ally card. Makes a huge difference. And then when you get to the end boss, you can just use everything and hopefully get through it immediately. There we go. Of course, you are going to run out of your ally ultimate forms eventually, in which case you're going to need to take other cards or keep searching the adventurers. But yeah, this is a really good method while you can do it. Very quick and effective method. You can also try Steel Force, but it probably won't do enough damage for the Umbral, unfortunately. There's something to try, though, if you want to try and get faster Crusade than this. Now for the end boss, it's that Rofark, or whatever it's called, World Eater boss, this one. I think I said the name wrong, but yeah, this gives the solo bosses. If you can't defeat the solo bosses, then make sure to do this, quit out at this point. Obviously I can, so I don't need to quit out. And there we go, this should take care of it pretty easily. Alright. See how much damage this does. Here you can see that's more than enough to defeat the end boss. And there we go. Nice and fast. So yeah, that's the Crusade. Take an ally ultimate form from this current event and you will fly through it. Also, the other Noble Killer one that has the 140% buff, I'll just bring up the card quickly, is another very good card to take as an ally. This card here. It's not one turn cooldown though, unfortunately, so won't be as quick as with Arcane Masters. But yeah, that's the Crusade done with. Right, so I'm going to use my Metaverse-based team on the solo boss, you can see here. Then I'll do some testing on the guild bosses. I have labelled this as my main team. I think swapping Metaverse Masters for the Ultra Rare from the current deck is actually the best option. This is a good team though. The only problem is you only really get one shot unless you can get the Dark Gems to get Metaverse Masters back up. The way to use this is one, then just go left to right basically. You can see Metaverse Masters is completely empty though, so not a huge amount I can really do after this one attack, but this should be enough to defeat it. Yeah, there. Oh wow, that was a good hit, yeah. But that's what sort of damage you can get with the Metaverse Masters based team. It's just you only get the one shot with it, which is kind of a major problem, unfortunately. It hits hard though, as you saw. So there we go, I moved across to the guild bosses. A slight variant on the Metaverse Masters team. I think this is the best option for the event. Let's go ahead and hit this. Right. So this is a really easy team to use, so it makes it good for the ultimates as well, just left to right basically. This is 175%, which is higher than what Metaverse Masters has, so in theory this should do higher damage, but I can't guarantee that. This is looking like a very nice grid though, with 2 loose power gems. Yeah, that wasn't bad. 47.8 Q, and I think this boss is going to die rather quickly. See if I can get another attack out before the boss is defeated. Probably not, but doesn't matter too much. And then what I'll do after this is try my alternative team and see if I can get anything going with that. I don't think I will though. But yeah, this is the team I will be using, I think. Not 100% sure yet. I'm still testing things out. This is a good team though. Good, solid, consistent damage. No Metaverse Masters needed. Constant 50 Q each time. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Good chunky damage there. Right, let's try the fire alternative team. I can also use this team, but it doesn't quite hit as hard as this does. If I can get this working, it might do huge damage, but I can't see it doing that much. But here we go, right. So what you want to do with this team is use Metaverse, Masters and High Performance Unit area on the first turn. Something like this, then match anything. Now it gets quite complicated, but this should work. 2, 1, 2, then 3, 4, I think is how to use this deck. The problem now is, yeah, where are the power gems going to go? I could try that. I have no idea what this is going to do. I don't think, yeah, it's not very spectacular, is it? You need a conversion card, and the boss is dead as well. We're absolutely flying through these bosses. Our teams are good this time around, but yeah, that gives an idea for what my teams can do. I know what I'm using. Hopefully you all know what you want to use as well. So there we go, that's some team testing. Now to go and finish collecting the event rewards. Right, there we go. So I did already claim the coins out of this. That's how I got the event ultimate form. Ooh, okay. I was just having a look at that. Interesting reward at the bottom. But yeah, it's a Dragoon collection, a good collection. Probably one of the best in the game, actually. There we go. Let's claim those. What Dragoons am I going to get, though? Probably going to be ones that I will be selling for dust. Oh, is it just a specialisation? Oh, no. Here we go. Fire Drag. That's really old. That's really old. That's one of the first Fire Dragoons that came out, actually. Yeah, nothing to get too excited about here. I will go ahead and claim the random 6-star hero. Right. Claim the essence as well while I am here. Now, what am I going to get? This is always fun. Random 6-star hero. Oh, it's a really, really old card. But I can do something with it. Yeah, I know you'll think, sell it for Fire Commander dust, but no, I'm not going to. Right at the bottom, this is one of the first Fire Commander Ultimate forms, actually. There we go, that's the card. Taken up to 2 pink stars anyway. Anyway, that's that now done. Might as well have a look at what it is this time around. Right. Oh, it's an Earth Warden. Let's have a look at... Oh, armor. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. Earth has quite a few weaknesses now. There's quite a lot of fire decks that can take down Earth pretty easily. Armor's okay, though. Right at the end of a defense, it might be useful. But yeah, it is a Warden and not a Vanguard, so I can't see many players using this, but some might. It's entirely up to you, though. Okay, now what I need to do is have a look at all the season decks. This is a very strong season. All the decks seem extremely good this time around. Right, well, let's have a look anyway. So which one is my favourite? Well, I don't actually know, if I'm being honest. I have a couple that I really like the look of. The Earth Commander was one of those. I think this is probably my favourite deck, even though I wasn't able to get it. Immortal Killer, huge self-damage increase, plus creates good amount of power gems, plus converts as well. It's got pretty much everything going for it. I probably should have gone for this deck, but I decided to go for the Fire Commander deck, mainly because I could get the shiny as well. But yeah, that might prove to be a mistake, as I think the Earth Commander deck is the best deck. Light Slayer is also really strong and should be a top priority if you play Slayer. 225% damage increase is huge. You can see that there. A nice deck. Right, so which deck to pick next? I think the Fire Commander, actually. This is sort of the middle deck from the season, even though it's a really good deck. The highest Fire Commander damage increase so far. Not many power gems, though. It does have a Dispel skill on it as well, though. So, a good all-round deck. I went for this deck. It's maybe not the strongest deck in the season, but it's still a very strong deck. Highly recommended going for if you can. Right, and what next? Well, I think the Dark Slayer deck, probably second from the bottom, but still a good deck. Increases self-damage by 200%. Has an upgrade on it as well. Creates power gems. I got this deck, but that's because I went for the Golden Vault. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got this deck. I also needed this deck for Spire, which is another reason why I went for it. Then right at the bottom, the poor Water Commander deck. It is Immortal Killer, though. It's not actually a bad deck. It's only 100% self-damage. Plus it does have that, gives the next Water Commander hero to activate their battle skill a 100% damage buff. So yeah, this actually looks like a really good deck, but because of all the other decks in the season being so strong, I kind of have to put this at the bottom. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the season decks. Hopefully that helps you to decide which ones to go for. Now to finish it off this video, I'll have a quick look at the newsfeed. GVG gift updates. In other words, they've taken out the last thing that you could profit from with an alt account. So yeah, alt accounts are now officially completely out of the game. Prepare for the Echoes in Time event. Vault improvements, well, I haven't really seen it, if I'm being honest. They should just make it so you only get relics or decent cards. That would be so much better, but yeah. They made a slight improvement according to this. And there we go, that about covers this video. I hope that was interesting and helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, giving it a like and subscribing is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. We have the previous week's event video on the screen, plus a playlist, plus you can also subscribe from here if you want to. And thanks for watching.